Welcome back, my single solitary viewer, to All Stars 2021. Addiction is already at 0-0. Hoping to dominate. To kick ass and take names. I believe it's Meetup, right? Is it Meetup? Yeah, I think so. So Ambition is heading out. They're not close, though. And I think that is strategically part of their plan. A few hundred blocks away from them is Wacko Flipper, probably splitting his recording. That is what someone who splits their recording, that's what they look like when they're splitting their episodes. So obviously that would be a real bad time to, or was that a ghosting moment? Was he lagging out? Who knows? I think maybe he was lagging out. Maybe that's what was happening. What was happening? But are they in the same extreme hills? No, I don't think so. It looks like it's a different hill. Ep6 and Cold, Dita and Diana of Evolution still together after all these episodes. And these sneaky kills, they're still there. And making the final prep before heading to 0-0. Austin leading the charge, and he's patrolling the area around 0-0 because he does not want to miss the team that would make its way here. Well, second, because they were first, obviously. Chloe is getting out of that cave, and she's dreading probably going to meet up because it's going to be quite an uphill battle for her and Lake. And Potsy is ahead of the curve, also in Extreme Hills, and there's another team real close. That's Wacko. No, pardon me, that's Key. Key alone and unenchanted. But luckily for him, it looks like Abstraction are just going to run past harmlessly. But there is a fight. And that's green versus green. So Evolution. And they have been found by Ambition. So, you could say, which is strongest, nature or nurture? Because Ambition, you could say, is nurture. And Evolution is nature. And who wins? Who wins? Well, clearly Evolution is intent on running. I don't think they were quite ready to be taken upon. They were planning on making some last-minute enchantments and anviling and stuff, and they were not quite ready for that fight. Whereas Ambition, well, certainly they were. I mean, what they were doing last, they were last seen doing was some fishing. I don't think they got anything fantastic out of it. So Evolution is running, and they're running to meet up. So what that happens is that they're not running to safety. Let's just say it like that. So they could become the juicy, the tasty condiments in a sandwich. Oh my goodness. They almost lost some gapples there in trying to split healing. Because, of course, they didn't have time to do that. That's one of the reasons they had to, try to take a powder. Unfortunately for them, again, they're running straight for 0-0. We know who's waiting in the area of 0-0. It's just a matter of time. Addiction is there, and they're waiting for the next fix. Or at least, they're not quite there, but they're generally in the area. So what they're hoping here, I think, Evolution, is that they can take Bobby the Turtle while he's alone, completely alone in front. Strategically speaking, it's a way of trying to split up the other team, because if Bobby is way up in front, there you go, Cold can pepper him a little bit, get 2 extra free shots in, and now Bobby has to eat that golden head. But now Ambition is now fully reunited, and called it. There goes. There's Addiction, and Austin wasn't there quite yet, so they're running, I think, I don't know if they realized that there was a fight there going on, but yeah, it looks like Ambition has noticed the presence of addiction, and they've disengaged from the fight. You never want a three-way situation. And what's happening here is Austin has decided for the team, I guess, that they would be chasing Ambition. So those are the top two, and they're engaged in a big fight. Now, normally people would say it's scummy to double team or to clean up. But if nobody cleans up, it would be reasonable to suggest that whoever wins the fight between Ambition and Addiction could win the entire game. Could win an All-Stars here. So, but yeah, Ambition running away. We've got one person like being completely out of it. That's Scrib. Scrib is out and about. Though it was the true was the same for Addiction. Who is this that was not engaged? Tiberius was not engaged with the fight. I think he was possibly chasing the other team until they, they reassembled. And now Addiction is kind of taking an offensive position to try and shoot from as many angles as they can. And again, Ambition taking a powder, taking a dip, ranch probably flavored. They're just getting out of here, trying to get some shots while only one or two of the other team can shoot them. And they can basically split things. Bobby and Scrib have managed to really target Tiberius and nail him a few times. Got, Cold now attacking. Oh, we've got another team. Hoi. Let's quickly see what's happening here. It's the Battle of the Village. Between Abstraction and Evolution. And suddenly things get really chaotic because now Ambition is running through the village with Addiction hot in their tail. So everybody's changing positions. Nobody wants to be in a three-way because obviously that's definitely not where you want to be. It's an extremely dangerous place to be, and if you can avoid the dangerous places in a UHC meetup, things are going good for you. And of course, the biggest underdogs involved in the game so far, Lake and Chloe, and Cinema, and Drake, and Darren. Well, they're not involved in this. So for now, they're safe, but it's still an extreme long shot for them to hope and win. Ambition now split in two groups, and Addiction is chasing just one of them. And they should focus. They divide and conquer is possibly one of the best strategies to use. There's going to be some rivers to cross here, and putting Bobby the Turtle in a little bit of danger. But now let's try and see how the health situation is lining up. It's very difficult to see who's still who's dominated in terms of healing. Let me see. Let me have a look. Still got 3. Still got okay. They're low on healing. Ambition is getting low on healing. Let's see what Addiction is looking like. Tiberius has had to chug a lot. He's down to do 1 head and 1 gapple. But Scott has got still a decent amount. They're getting drained though. They're all getting drained. The other fight where they have Abstraction on the run, Evolution taking charge here, Abstraction running away. And maybe this is where they'll take a stand. Because sometimes it's about choosing their battlefield and choosing the type of battlefield that you think your team will have the advantage in. And this is basically what you want. So I'm sorry if I miss a kill because I can't follow all the battles at the same time. I'm trying to give you a bigger picture. the best way to watch a UHC, of course, ultimately is from the perspective of the players. But if you want, a general idea of what's going on, this is the place to get it. Evolution pressing now, and Cold Bacon making some aggressive moves, pushing up. While I bet Dita is in the back over there. Yeah, Dita actually wouldn't cower away back there back in the day, but she's been away from UHC for quite a bit, and I think she's feeling rusty, and she doesn't have the confidence of her younger days, and so I think that's why she's hanging back a little bit in this one. Whereas, of course, you have some very aggressive players like Ep6 and Cold Bacon who like to take charge. Whereas Addiction here, all those A rounds are all the same. Abstraction, I mean. Well, they're going down. Wait, who'd they just get? I'm not sure who died. Oh, Ep6. Actually, Ep6 was overly aggressive and charged into his death. So who just died there? White Pikmin. White Pikmin was stuck in the water. Another one bites the dust. AJ versus Cold. Here comes Mav for the save. Dita has to take charge, but Dita's gonna get peppered here, and she's possibly out of it if she can't heal. Ooh! Oh! That was cheeky. Dita is out, but so is basically everyone except Mav. For Abstraction, Mav is the last one standing and rather low health. But can he make a getaway? You never know what can happen when you're the last one out. Wacko versus Chloe. We do want to see this as well, because I'm assuming now at this point that Mav is either going to make his escape or they're going to corner him and finish him off. But here you have Addiction. They decided, Tiberius, I'm just going to be a spectator here, just like Flusbaker. And oh, were they? Because I don't know what fights they're taking here. But that's Cinema on the trees, on the canopy. And they're low geared and relatively low in number. And as it turns out, so is Fishin, Lake, and Chloe. So you've got a fight there. And Darren and Cold Bacon now are fighting. That's a different team. Darren actually made his move, and that was actually very wise. Because Darren at this point was a solo, and he managed to strike while Evolution was not ready for it. So Evolution is now out, and Darren gets 2 kills and needs to ideally save that stuff. Yeah, there might be a better sword in there, or a better gear for him. Mav, though, has managed to get away, as suggested, but he knows where his team was, and so he's here to collect the heads. But is he going to spot Darren? Is he going to spot Darren? Because Darren's right there. You can see his name if you look. If you're not too obsessed by the loot, you can see his name over there. And the only way Mav can win against Darren is with a sneak attack because of the health differential, of course. And Darren's here. Yeah. Don't turn your back, Mav. Don't turn your back. But yeah, that's a good getaway. Not good enough to survive. And he drops 2 gapples. Oh, he should. He's gonna be sad about this. Because he needed those. He needed those. Cinema versus Fishin. There's a chance for these rounds to gain a kill here from this fight. They're severe underdogs, and who knows? One of them obviously would end up winning the fight if Fishin doesn't run away. Because if Fishin runs away, and I want to jinx them. But if they run away, what they'll face is a more difficult team. So running is not really an option for them. Because what's waiting for them is addiction. Chloe trying to wall up, but there's a few too many people shooting at her here. And, yep, there's too many angles from which she can be targeted. Hagrid gets a shot from up in the canopy. Chloe can hide down there, but I think she's getting a little out of healing and a little lower out in health. And Darren getting the gapple. So what I expect to see eventually is probably Darren versus Drake. The battle of the D boys. That was cringe. That was cringe. But I do kind of expect the two solos probably to go after each other, so that only one of them can hide. But what they'll want to see really is they don't know. Actually, they don't know, but they all need to unite against addiction at this point. If all living players don't unite against addiction, basically, I think addiction has got this in the bag. And they're cool about it. They're cool about it. The others are fighting for, having a kill, having some good moments, because even if you don't win, sometimes you can still have, those memorable moments, those memorable fights, that godly combo. There are some moments you live for in UHC. It's not just about the W, though obviously that's important too. But I think at this point we can kind of see where the cards are falling. The cards are falling heavily in favor of addiction. But who's to win between Fission and Cinema? Even though it's a 3v2, Lake and Chloe are doing pretty good. They still have some healing to spare. And Cinema, of course, they had in general a very difficult time with caving. So in terms of gear, they're not the most dangerous. I'm thinking maybe I'll check Wacko. He probably has the most healing at this point, which is still 4. But obviously that dumb fall, that dumb fall is not going to help him. It's not what you wanted to happen in the middle of a fight. But Kinako is hoping here to storm Chloe. Oh, no, yeah, Chloe actually fending them off. And then hiding in the nick of time behind that wall so that she can get some support from Lake. Well played. Defensive little move there. Hagrid lands a shot. As for the other teams, when it comes to what they could possibly do against addiction, divide and conquer, probably. Divide and conquer. You wanna lead addiction on a chase, or maybe if addiction is feeling really, really confident, challenge them to a 1v1, and then you might get it done. Chloe with the power moves, but she unfortunately Hagrid was behind her, but she might get Kinako here. Oh, she really should have gotten Kinako. Kinako owes his life 100% to Hagrid. Lake could get the kill, but Key, if he's wise, will hide behind the tree until he's healed. And Lake is out as well. So Cinema gets out of this with 2 kills. And Jamie, I can see that. Like, we can all see this chat. Don't type it. The spectator perspective can see it. So Wacko's going to get ahead. But Cinema here, in no shape at all to threaten addiction. So when I say with divide and conquer, that's exactly what I mean. You run away and you try to strike when Austin is the only one there. But Austin not healing at this moment. It's not because he doesn't have healing. He still has a golden head. But he needs that absorption for a good fight. Probably we're going to stay the same episode just in case we'll see the rest of the fight in 2 days. Bye-bye. And of course, if this is still the same episode, regardless, welcome back to All-Stars 2021. That's how it's called now. It's no longer a numbered season. And here they are. So the question, again, are the wild cards. Where are Darren and Drake? Darren and Drake, if they're not close by, are obviously hoping that that the two teams can kill each other and leave some solos behind for them to find. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. But the two are here. They're hanging at 0-0, and they're waiting for the moment to strike, but what I don't think they realize is just how dominate addiction is. They're a little bit low on healing, but the gear is massive, and the numbers advantage is great. And of course, since Kinako got down all the way back to 1, Cinema is pretty much out of healing. No, he's gonna keep that. Yeah, no, they have very low healing, and Kinako is gonna save those gapples because he wants that absorption. Now, absorption is a mechanic that favors the people who PvP heavily, and it disfavors the BTCers. That's why it's often popular in places where the PvP is the most important. But the two solos have decided to go at it, and meanwhile, Cinema and Addiction are fighting. I'm showing the results in the chat here, but I think the solo battle here is probably more interesting, even though they're not going to be the winners. Darren with the bow spam, le spam beau, as the French would say, happening here. Also, MacD just healing up a little bit, and Darren scurrying away. Now, let's not forget, they both have really good gear at this point. But that bow by Darren's bow is strong. Darren's bow is pretty strong. He lands a shot. Hagrid lands a shot as well. And I'm not sure. I'm a little bit puzzled by the fact that I don't see Austin landing any shots. Is he hanging back? No, Austin just hit peppered Kinako right there. So he was probably just getting a better angle. Darren. Oh, here comes the melee. And I think Darren is not going to survive this one. Darren was more comfortable with the bow, and I think he had a little bit of the advantage with the bow, but that's going to be it. Okay. Now, when it comes to Cinema and Addiction, it's now a 4v2, a 4v1, as they're going to have to try and get to Wacko, the last remaining fighter, who's out of healing and at only basically a quarter health. The only way to do a little bit of damage is, yes, to retreat and separate the group so that you can, fight 1v1s. There it is. Austin gets that last shot in, gets that kill, and all they have to fight is Drake at this point. Drake has got a lot of gear, but his only chance is to come and strike first, because right over here is Scott Peary all on his own. And that's, if he the only way he can do this is if he can manage to convince them to split up. If it's a 1v4, obviously we know the result. And even then, if he can split this up, it's still an uphill battle against Austin. The funny thing is, Drake has got so much healing at this point, he should probably pre-gap. I don't think he should be staying at 86. He should pre-gap for sure. But maybe he doesn't want to let him know that he's got that much healing on him. And that way he can get some 1v1s going and maybe get a kill. which is not unwise, but Scott turning the table, and there it is. The Drake's gambit did not work. Yeah. He tried a plan, and maybe it could have worked, because the idea was to try and lure the addiction team into thinking he didn't have 20 golden apples. More, actually. But, I mean, Scott went in. I mean, Scotty does know. And now, your winners of All Stars 2021 are Addiction. Congratulations! Thank you so much for watching. And for more UHC, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you'll get to see a whole lot more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Sponsored by the Flues Crew on Patreon.